The heat will take us higher, higher. Don't you know you're radiant like the sun? We can feel your fire, fire. Don't you know you're radiant like the sun? The heat will take us higher, higher. You're radiant. Oh, 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 oh. You're radiant. Oh, 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 oh. The heat will take us
The time is 9:33. I call to order the regular meeting of the Birmingham City Council. This morning's invocation will be led by Reverend Dr. Edward E. Rogers, Senior Pastor of Hopewell Baptist Church, Hillman Station, District 7, and Pledge of Allegiance by Councilor LaTanya Tate. In her absence, I'll ask Madam Pro Tem if she'll lead the Pledge of Allegiance. If you're willing and able, please stand and join us.
Let us pray. Our Father, we come today in the name of Jesus. We thank you for protecting us on last night, waking us up to a new day that we have never seen before, and in a few hours we'll never see again. We thank you, Father, for the protection of the city of Birmingham. We ask now that you bless our mayor, city council, the government of the city of Birmingham. Citizens, we ask now that you give them the wisdom to take care of the agenda for the day. Bless all those who are working together and visiting at this particular time. We give you honor, glory, and praise. In the name of Jesus the Christ, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Reverend Rogers, thank you very much for that very powerful prayer, and we wish you congratulations as you prepare to celebrate your 40th pastoral anniversary. Thank you very much. Thank you, Reverend. Good morning, Madam Clerk. Good morning. Would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Clark. Present. Councilmember O'Quinn. Good morning. Councilmember Tate. Councilmember Woods. Present. President Pro Tem Smitherman. Good morning.
Present. Thank you very much.
Oh, I'm sorry, Councilman.
Councilman Moore is here too.
Good morning.
I'm here too.
And Councilor Williams. All right, thank you very much. Man, did we have a time this weekend reading all these minutes. Councilors, we have before you approval of the minutes from previous meetings of November 1st, November 8th, November 15th, November 22nd, November 29th of 2022. Can I have a motion and a second for approval of the minutes?
So moved.
Yes, it was Williams and Aquino.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye. All right, thank you very much. Those minutes are approved. The minutes are not ready from December 6, 2022 through March 21st, 2023. Good morning, Mr. Chief.
Good morning.
From the mayor, our joint chiefs. Thank you very much.
Good morning, Madam President. Good morning, Madam Pro Tem, members of the council, and members of the public. Yes, we do have a mayor's report this morning. So just as a reminder, the City of Birmingham's offices will be closed on Friday, April the 7th, in observance of Good Friday. That's with the exception of our police, fire, and 911. So we just want our citizens to be aware. Madam President, members of the council, as we continue to commemorate the 1963 Birmingham Civil and Human Rights Movement all year long, the City of Birmingham will unveil a different themed poster each month to honor the different people and acts of heroism that took place in our city. April is the month that we reflect upon the contributions of the clergy, and we want to pay tribute to the courageous pastors, ministers, and people of faith of the Birmingham movement. Have a poster and a fan that I'd like to share and show to everyone. On this poster themed Moving Mountains, you will see a recreation of the Kelly Ingram Park sculpture that depicts Palm Sunday on April the 7th, 1963. On that day, 3 ministers, John Thomas Porter, Nelson Smith Jr., and A.D. King led a group of 2,000 marchers protesting the jailing of Martin Luther King Jr., Ralph Abernathy, and Reverend Fred Shuttlesworth. When confronted by Public Safety Commissioner Bull Connor and his police, the 3 immediately knelt to pray. You can find the image that I just shared online, as well as a calendar of events for the year at birminghamal.gov/forging justice. We also have free copies of this month's poster available in City Hall. It's also that time for young people to be employed. The Department of Youth Services and Fox 6 WBRC are hosting their annual Youth Summer Employment Program, Kids and Jobs. Applications are now open through April the 14th and can be found on bhamyouthfirst.org and wbrc.com. Kids and Jobs was founded to introduce Birmingham youth ages 14 through 24 to the workforce and to cultivate the professional growth required for students to become active members of Birmingham's business community. So we encourage all Birmingham parents and youth, please take advantage of this opportunity to gain meaningful summer employment. A couple of more notes, Madam President. Birmingham residents who need assistance with their rent and utilities, please reach out to our Department of Community Development. There is help available for qualified applicants. You can go to birminghamal.gov/rent help, or you can call 205-254-2309. We're encouraging all Birmingham residents who need this assistance for their rent and utilities. Please take advantage, and for those under the sound of my voice, please share this with residents who may need this assistance. Bulk trash, the City of Birmingham will continue to keep residents informed about our bulk trash pickup with daily updates online. Again, you can visit birminghamal.gov/bulk trash. Also, the second phase of our uniform garbage cart distribution is now ready to begin. Letters are going out to about 20,000 residents who will be in this next group, specifying their new pickup date and detailing next steps. Again, as a reminder, for those residents already using the new carts, you should place the bins in front of your homes. Any household garbage placed on the ground in alleys or on the ground in the front of your residence will not be picked up. You can receive more updates by going to birminghamal.gov/pickup, or you can text BHAM Ready to 888-777. Madam President, for this last presentation, I'll go to the podium and I would ask Council President Pro Tem Smitherman if she would please join me, and we have a sea of red in the council chambers. So we will ask the dynamic divas of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated from across 5 chapters to please join us as well. All right. Madam President, members of the council, and members of the public, I was literal when I meant a sea of red. Today we are joined by over 50 members of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated from across 5 chapters in the Birmingham area in honor of Delta Day. Madam Pro Tem is joining us, and again, I'll read a portion of our proclamation. It reads, whereas Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated is an organization of educated women dedicated to the constructive development of its members and to the public service with a primary focus on the Black community. And whereas Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated includes a membership of more than 350,000 with more than 1,000 collegiate and alumni chapters located in the United States, Canada, Japan, Tokyo and Okinawa, Germany, the Virgin Islands, Bermuda, Jamaica, West Africa, Southern Africa, and the Republic of Korea. Ooh, they everywhere, y'all. Everywhere. Whereas the sorority's National Social Action Committee created Delta Days in 1989 to take place at the nation's capital to increase members' involvement in the national public policy making process. Delta Days is also recognized at state capitals and, as we're doing today, at city halls across America. And whereas members of the Birmingham Alumni Chapter, the Jefferson County Alumni Chapter, the Ada Nu Chapter of Miles College, the Iota Lambda Chapter at UAB, and the Sigma Eta Chapter at Stanford University represent the sorority's local chapters coming here today to highlight its members and are committed to service through social action to expand and protect the rights and privileges of citizens and protect the vulnerable and unfortunate. Our mayor really wanted to be here for this portion of the presentation, so I, on his behalf, along with the Birmingham City Council, we joined together to proclaim April 4th, 2023 as Delta Day at Birmingham City Hall. I thought they were going to ooh about that.
I thought
I was waiting. The mayor invites all of our citizens to rise to the occasion, literally, and applaud this sorority for the power they put behind their voices in Birmingham, Alabama. Let's salute the ladies of Delta Sigma. We will now have comments from our President Pro Tem, Crystal Smitherman. Also, we'll have comments from Mr. Wanda Nelson, President of the Birmingham Alumni Chapter, and Ms. Joyce Early, President of the Jefferson County Alumni Chapter, in that order. President Pro Tem.
Thank you, Chief. So 6 of us actually were in Washington, D.C. last week. And I don't know if you guys saw at the airport or our hotel, you saw Deltas everywhere. We actually had our Delta Days at the national capital actually last week. I wasn't able to go because we were at NLC, but that just shows you Deltas are literally everywhere. But Birmingham Alumni Chapter has a special place in my heart, and they know why, because I was a Delta GM in high school. And so the Deltas literally have raised me. And so it was an honor. It's been 7 years since I've crossed, y'all. It was an honor to be able to cross into this chapter, and they have done such great things, community work, whether it's in the schools, voter registration, anything you can think of. This chapter has been great, and Sarah Nelson is like my second mom, so it was an honor really to be here and be able to represent Delta every day on this day, and to be able to serve with another Divine Nine member, Alpha Kappa Alpha member, Wardine Alexander. And lastly, before I ask Sarah Nelson Dickerson to come up, I think it's important to honor not only Delta, but all of the Divine Nine organizations, especially what's going on in Florida, for example, how they're trying to take away the Divine Nine fraternities and sororities at these colleges. And for over 100 years, these sororities, fraternities have made a significant impact, not only on the Black and brown community, but on this nation and this whole country, honestly. So thank you, Chief, for stepping in. Thank you for honoring the Deltas, and thank you, sisters, so much for coming today.
Good morning. I'm DeWanda Nelson. I'm the Birmingham Alumni Chapter's president.
Good morning. I'm Joyce Early, Jefferson County Alumni Chapter's president.
Good morning again. The local chapters of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated are excited to be present at council meeting this morning. Each chapter is represented by 5 chapters, which are, as Mr. Sparks stated, Jefferson County Alumni Chapter, Birmingham Alumni Chapter, Ada Nu Chapter at Miles College, Iota Lambda that is at UAB, and Stanford University at Ada Nu Chapter. We also continue to work and want to work and to continue to work with the city in educational development, economic development, international awareness, as well as physical and mental health.
Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated is political awareness and social action. We stand proud as we stand on the shoulders of trailblazers like our own soror, Bessie Estelle, the first Black female counselor, knowing that our work is never completed. Thank you, Mr. Sparks, Mr. Mayor, and the council for serving the citizens of Birmingham with dignity and honor. We stand with you, and we accept the challenge to build Birmingham stronger. Thank you.
Madam President, members of the council, members of the public, the mayor wanted everyone to know that there's no facet of our community that we don't see the impact of the ladies of Delta Sigma Theta. And as Council President Pro Tem mentioned, members of the Divine Nine. And so we want to thank you, ladies, on behalf of Mayor Whitford for your leadership in our city, in our community, and across this nation. We'll step right outside for a photo. Madam President, members of the council, that concludes the mayor's report.
Thank you very much. Before you leave, ladies, I think some of our councilors would like to greet you. Councilor Moore.
Yeah, look, first of all, congratulations to you all. I'm kind of like Chief, though. I feel like, with all these Deltas in here, I at least got to get one ooh. Like, all right, okay, cool, thank you. That's all I had, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilor Moore. Councilor Clark.
Well, good morning and happy Delta Day. On behalf of my late mother, Soror Juanita Clark, I congratulate you. I'm not Greek, but I remember the beautiful Omega service at her funeral the night before her service, and I was so moved by it, so I want to thank you. And I see lots of friends and neighbors and constituents, so congratulations all, and thank you.
Thank you very much. I just want to say that I'm so excited to see you all here. When I came through the door, I was like, oh my God. So I'm just very excited to have you all here, and I stand to thank you for the service you do for our communities. We know that you've been deeply rooted in community service and advocacy for residents, and so we thank you. As Councilor Pro Tem said, when we were at NLC last week, we did see another great sea of red and saw you all out for your advocacy days up on Capitol Hill. So I know you brought a strong message in advocating for residents for quality of life, and so I thank you. It is a pleasure for me to sit every Tuesday beside your lovely member, and so as sisters in Greekdom, we share this joy in being able to represent and welcome you here today. Thank you so much. If you notice, Mrs. Abbott has on red today. I don't know if it was planned or not. And I have my red pen, okay? Mrs. Abbott.
I wanted to be an honorary member, I keep on wearing red, hoping. But the first time I met the ladies of Delta was when y'all planted a tree in Bessie Estelle Park to honor Bessie Estelle. And I've been watching y'all since then. And I think it's wonderful, the activities that Black sororities do, because white sororities are not quite so active as y'all are. So I have to say that Black sororities and fraternities do more to help the community than any other groups that I can think of. I'm sure that there's lots of groups that do great things, but there's a difference, and it's a big difference, and it's a positive difference. I wish that maybe, we could get our act together. But in the meantime, y'all already have yours together. So, I'll just keep wearing red and hoping.
Thank you. Again, we're so excited to have you here, and we just treasure the work that you do in our communities. As we know, as members of the Divine Nine, it's a lifetime commitment, and so I thank you, Mrs. Abbott, for acknowledging that and for the service that we give to our communities, and I thank you all. Thank you very much. As we allow them to leave, we'll ready ourselves for consideration of the consent agenda.
Excuse me, Madam President, I do have some announcements of board and agencies.
Yes.
Okay, these are for the month of May. Actually, both of these are resignations. The first one is from the Special Care Facilities Financing Authority Medical Center East, Tarji Ransom McCray. She resigned as of March 20th, 2023. Her term will officially expire November 8th, 2027. And this is a 6-year term, and it comes under the Public Safety Committee. The other resignation is Hager L. Hill from the Birmingham Parking Authority, who resigned effectively March 1st, 2023. His current term will expire October 31st, 2023. It is a 4-year term, and it falls under the Transportation Committee.
All right, thank you for those announcements. We will be sure that each of those committees have heard those 2 vacancies that are coming before them, and we'll look for those committees to perform the action to fill those seats. Thank you very much. At this time, Councilor Moore, did you have a question, or is it related to the agenda, or you just have an open
I just
question?
had an open
Yes,
question.
sir.
Wanted to pose this to Chief Mitchell. I know that there was some money that was devoted towards putting some speed cushions over in the Kilo Springs neighborhood some time ago, and so just kind of wanted to see if you could help us get like an update on where we are with that.
Madam President?
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll work with VDOT to get a thorough update. I know we had a lot of supply chain issues with the vendor that we were trying to procure the speed humps from, so we'll provide an email update to the council as a whole.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, at this time, Madam Clerk, if you'll read the items considered for consent.
Yes, ma'am. The consent agenda begins on page 2 with items 1, 2, 3, and 4. Page 3, items 5, 6, and 7. Page 4, item 10. Page 5, items 11 and 12. Page 6, items 13, 14, and 15. Page 7, items 16, 17. Page 8, items 18 and 19. Page 9, items 20, 21, and 22. Page 10, items 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27. Please note on item number 23, we have the GL account number. It is 001 000 04210.542-001. And that is the GL account for item number 23. On page 11, we have items 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. Page 12, items 33, 34, 35, 36, and 37. On page 13, items 38, 39, 40, 41, and 42. Page 14, items 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. Page 15, items 48, 49, 50, and 51. Page 16, items 52, 53, and 54. Page 17, items 55, 56, and 57. Page 18, items 58, 59, 60, and 61. Page 19, items 62, 63, 64, and 65. Page 20, items 66, 67, 68, 69, page 21, items 70, 71, 72, and 73. On item 72, we would like to add after Bobcat parts, we're also adding in the amount of $131,232. So we're adding the amount after Bobcat parts, it's in the amount of $131,232. On page 22, we have items 74, 75, 76, and 77. On page 23, we have items 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, and 83. And on page 24, we have item 85, and that completes the consent agenda.
Thank you very much. Councilors, at this time, are there any items you'd like to add or remove from consent? Councilor Moore.
I'd like to remove item 12.
Okay, that's item, the request is remove item 12, page 8. Mrs. Abbott, did I see your hand?
Yes,
Mrs.
I
Abbott.
would like to remove items 50, 52, and 54.
Okay, that's items 50 on page 15, 52 on page 16, and was that 54 as well?
Yes.
On
yes,
page
ma'am.
16. So that's 50, 52, and 54.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Councilor Quinn?
Yes, it can remain on consent, but I did have a question about item 11. I'm just having some trouble in interpreting the language here and like a layman summary of what we're doing.
Madam President.
Yes, Chief.
It'll be quick. So the council has already approved this item. So what we're trying to do is conform to some requirements for the bid law. So all of this is including the actual cooperative number within the resolution so we can get it approved and get a PO cut.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So that item will remain on consent. Thank you very much. Any other items, councilors? All right, at this time, I'm sorry, Councilor Woods. 13, all right. That's item number 13 on page 6. Request to remove from consent. All items designated as consent are routine and non-controversial and will be approved by one motion. No separate discussion of these items will be permitted unless a council member, the mayor, or citizen interested in a public hearing so requests. If so, such items will revert to its normal place on the agenda order of business. All matters of permanent operation, and they're indicated here with the P, will be read. All other matters will be announced by reading the item number only. All public hearings will be announced. Councilors, if I could entertain a motion and a second for approval of the consent agenda.
I move approval.
All right.
Second.
You got it.
We got it. Did you get that, Madam Clerk?
The second, Councilor.
Oh, Quinn.
Councilor Quinn. All right, the vote has started.
That's all that's in it.
Yes.
All right. All right, thank you. The consent agenda passes. If you were here for any items that were listed as consent, they have been approved. We hope you have a great day, and we'll continue with the rest of the agenda. First item, Madam Clerk.
Okay, the first item will be item number 8. It's on page 4. An ordinance to change the regularly scheduled meeting location of the Birmingham City Council from the City Council Chambers, 3rd floor, City Hall, to the Boutwell Auditorium, 1930 Reverend Abraham Woods Jr. Boulevard, 2nd floor, Birmingham, commencing from for the regular meeting to be held, and this is the change, is to be held May 2nd through August 1st at 9:30 a.m. This is an item of permanent operation, so we need UC to take the item up.
I move for unanimous consent.
Second.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Now we need the motions.
I move approval.
All right, thank you, councilors. This is an ordinance with just setting forth our relocation while we renovate the council chambers, and we'll be holding those meetings at the Boutwell Auditorium, and the dates have been amended to May 2nd through August 1st. Is that correct, Madam Clerk?
Yes, ma'am.
And so at this time, if there aren't any questions, we'll go ahead and entertain the vote.
The vote has started. Okay, that vote should be up.
All right, thank you. That item passes. I just have a question for sort of procedurally or administratively. Does this have to be, these will be publicly announced, just like a public hearing or a regular notification, correct?
Yes, ma'am, we will have it published. It'll be published in the paper.
All right. Thank you very much. We look forward to coming back in after those renovations, and we'll all be speaking clearly and seating correctly and being seen. Thank you very much. Next item.
The next item is item number 9. It's also on page 4. An ordinance authorizing the mayor upon receipt of payment in the amount of $349.21 to execute a quitclaim deed to Edwina Phillips for the sale of property legally described as Lot 3 and 4, Block 9, Crescent Heights, as recorded in Map Book 6, page 86, in the Office of the Judge of Probate, Jefferson County, Alabama, PID 30-00253-019 006.000. That's a city account 59593 and located at 5512 Jefferson Avenue Southwest, Birmingham, which was acquired by the city upon foreclosure of municipal improvement liens in accordance with Section 3-1-4C of the General Code of the City of Birmingham. This is also an item of permanent operation, so we need unanimous consent first to take it up.
Motion for UC.
Second.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Now we need the motion.
Move the item.
Second. All right, councilors, this is an ordinance where we're allowing the execution of this deed to Edwina Phillips for some land property at Jefferson Avenue Southwest. Any questions? We're ready for the vote.
That vote has started. Vote should be up.
All right, thank you. That item passes. Next item.
Okay, the next item is on page 5, number 12. A resolution authorizing the mayor to execute and deliver an agreement between the City of Birmingham and Jones Valley Urban Farm, doing business as Jones Valley Teaching Farm, Jones Valley, in an amount not to exceed $805,000, under which Jones Valley will implement its Good School Food Education and Apprenticeship Program in Birmingham City Schools, which will provide daily access to affordable produce, increased employment opportunities in agriculture, education, and the culinary arts, pre-K through 12 standards-based educational delivery, and school and community health and nutritional programming to participating Birmingham City school students experiencing academic learning and job training loss due to COVID restrictions. Now, the motion. Need a motion on that?
Thank you, councilors. There's a motion and a second, so we can bring this up.
Second.
Who did the motion? I'm sorry.
I'll move it.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
That's okay. I thank you. Councilor Moore asked that this item be removed from consent. Councilor Moore.
Yes, thank you, Madam President. Really just wanted to give an opportunity to Jones Valley to just kind of speak to the program and give us a little bit more insight on it and talk about this great opportunity that young people will have an opportunity to participate in. So I know we have some folks in the audience.
Good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me? Yes? Okay. First of all, just thank you. We are overwhelmed with this opportunity. What we believe is, in order for us to fix a broken food system, which we all can agree is broken, we have to reconnect young people specifically to their source. What it means to grow your own food, what it means to cook your own food and have the choices available to them in order to make different decisions. And for many of us, including myself and many of the folks, probably you as well, a lot of those choices have been removed, and specifically in our communities within Birmingham. And so what we think is that with the Center for Food Education on the downtown farm, with the ability to get as many students through Birmingham City School reconnected to that powerful source, which we say is a powerful act of growing food because it creates food resiliency and it creates self-resiliency on how we can supplement what we need to nourish our bodies and our minds by using this powerful act of growing food, cooking food, and then this powerful act of sharing that food with our community. We're creating a different way of living in Birmingham. And if we start with young people, which is where we start, we believe that we will see long-lasting change. But first, we have to do that. So the Center for Food Education and the funding allowing us to do that through this allocation would allow us to get as many young people in Birmingham City Schools through the Center for Food Education, not only for field trips, which happen on a regular basis, but through our spring break camps, which happened all last week, was a huge success. We had 40 young people in our spring break camp. Tables that need to be made so that this system can be changed for the better, right? And so we do that through our workforce development component, which is our paid internship program, which we are now expanding to all Birmingham City high schools thanks to this funding. It will also allow us to increase our apprenticeship program, which is a full-time year-round opportunity for young people to have a full-time salary with benefits to do this work as well, which we believe will have ripple effects across our entire city, across every district. And so that is why this exists and this request was asked, but I am incredibly grateful in this entire team. We are 27 people strong, and we are just a representative of that, but we have great plans for our future as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to say, thank you to you all for the work that you're doing in our communities and to the counselors that, supported this. So just thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. All right, Councilor Clark.
I just want to thank you all and for the opportunity to invest in this because it does touch on so many levels. I mean, it's not only creating food security, but it's empowering people to grow their own food. And then just, everything else it teaches people. The old folks say we are what we eat. And so putting people in control of what they put in their bodies. And so many of our diseases, the diseases that people of color suffer from, are preventable just by changing what you eat. I mean, a little activity helps too. But this is this is a real opportunity. And I think about how getting outside, playing in the dirt is therapeutic for your mental health as well. So it touches on so many things. I'm really excited about this opportunity and just the energy that we've experienced when we've been there to interact with the apprentices and folks who've already matriculated from high school into careers in this, at the farm. So hats off to you, and let's go. Let's get it done.
Thank you. I wasn't sure if I saw Councilor Abbott or Councilor Abbott.
Yeah, I simply wanted to ask one question. I love digging in the dirt. My nails show it. But I wanted to ask you how you go about providing daily access to affordable produce in the Birmingham City school system?
Thank you for asking that. I should have included it. One of the greatest, I would say, lessons that we learned was through COVID. We used to run farm stands both at our downtown farm and as well as Woodlawn High School, as well as all of our school sites that we partner with. So as a reminder, we have 7 teaching farms in Birmingham, and 6 of those were on Birmingham City School campuses. So we used to run school markets, and a lot of times young people would run those markets on behalf of the organization. When COVID happened, we switched our model completely to distribute our food that we grow in all of our spaces for free. And so we have not moved back. So we continue on our downtown farm. We have a farm stand right there. It's very open with our new Center for Food Education. We've actually moved it a little bit so people can see it better. And we keep that stocked. We're actually going to open it up next week. Woodlawn High School's farm is opening a stand this week. So we actually open those stands up to our public. We can make those, we can send it to all of you so you can get the word out. But it's all donation based. There's no fees associated with it. So we do it that way, but we also route our food through a very specific community organizations that run small food pantries in our neighborhoods near our schools so that we can then get them directly that produce that we're growing. So we've shifted our model completely, but that's how we get our food out.
Well, good, thank you. I wondered how that worked, because it seems like logistically it would be a lot of effort.
Yes,
I see the head nodding.
Yes, it is, and we also now incorporate free seedlings. So we grow extra seedlings in our greenhouses in order for us to distribute those for free as well, not only to members of our community, but also other urban farms and community gardens that are happening across our community. So we do that for free as well.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor O'Quinn.
Yes. I'm thinking about Councilor Clark talking about playing in the dirt and it being, healthy, contributing to your mental health. It's also very important to your physical health. In my former life as a research scientist, I did a lot of work in the field of immunology. And, one of the things that I got exposed to is how important it is for proper development of your immune system to be exposed to all of the, microorganisms and antigens that you just encounter by getting dirty. In increasingly industrialized nations, we have a higher proportion of autoimmune and allergic diseases, and one of the theories is that folks that live in these very hygienic environments don't get proper exposure to the things that over millennia we have evolved to live with. So yes, getting dirty is good for your health all around. But I'm also thinking about recent news that Village Market in Southeast Lake is closing despite our efforts to support it and keep it open. The Piggly Wiggly in Woodlawn is undergoing some renovations, but only with incentives from support from the city. There's a new grocery store, fortunately, going over in 5 Points West, but again, only with support from the city. So the system is broken, and we need innovative and progressive ideas like this to really figure out how to, end our dependence on industrialized food production and, anyway. it's very important. I think this is something that is a very worthwhile investment and is going to be paying dividends for generations to come.
Thank you. Councilor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Madam President. You know, Dr. O'Quinn, I was thinking about this. So I was a biology major, and I spent a whole summer extracting DNA from antibiotic-resistant cow manure. So that was my internship at Virginia Tech, y'all. That was very interesting. Yeah. So I actually had it from all different states, Vermont, Washington, and we would do that to see the effects of it, because we all know when we eat fish, right? So what happens is they put certain chemicals in our soil. Then when it rains, it goes into our ocean, it goes into our fish, and then we eat it. And that honestly helps the different viruses that attack our bodies be more resistant to the antibiotics. So we were trying to figure out which strands of bacteria and viruses were in these cow manures. It was very interesting, y'all. So that was my second life. But I was just thinking about really grocery stores in Black communities don't have access to fresh fruits and vegetables, meaning the Piggly Wiggly in West End does not get the same fresh fruits and vegetables as the other Piggly Wigglies in the communities. This is not something that I'm making up. This is something that I've heard from a farmer. And if you see in different grocery stores in certain districts, the vegetables, they don't last very long, honestly. The fruits don't. And that's very unfortunate. And Black people, honestly, it's cheaper for us because of those different circumstances to go get fast food or go get canned food. But this is a way to really give people access to fresh fruits and vegetables. I don't know if you guys have gotten those vegetables from their store. I've gotten it before when I went to visit. Great collard greens, great vegetables. You know it's fresh when you see bugs in there, right? Yeah, that's what they told me. That's how you know it's good. And actually, explain this to me because I forgot. Because I think if you have like diabetes or something, you have a card from your doctor, you automatically can go in there and shop every week. Is that correct?
Yeah, so downtown, we're right across from the Alabama Regional Medical System, so ARMS, and they actually diagnose some of their patients that come through if they have hypertension or something to that extent. They're able, in partnership with the American Heart Association and us, to send them directly across the street just to let them know that those vegetables are there, and so they come over and we have recipe cards and things like that. So we're partnering with 2 other entities to try to increase that exposure to.
I think that's so amazing because you're literally, you know where your vegetables and fruits are coming from when you get it from Jones Valley Farm. So thank you for all that, exposing our kids to how to grow their own fruits and vegetables. Like what my colleagues have said, I think that's important to get your hands dirty. And also giving our kids different opportunities to different other careers they may not be exposed to. So I know you guys have different interns, apprenticeships, and I think that's really great because our kids, everybody doesn't want to go to college, or maybe they want to get into biology or become a doctor like Dr. O'Quinn, and they may not have that access, but you guys are giving you that. So I'm really happy to invest in this. I told you yes when you told me, and Councilor Williams also invested in this as well. I don't know if he was going to talk, but thank you to him and all of our councilors, and know you always have our support. So thank you again.
Thank you. Councilor Clark, I believe you had a follow-up.
Yes, I just wanted to take this opportunity to publicly thank you for your mentorship and support of the Bush Hills Urban Farm and Community Garden. I don't think we'd be where we are today if you all had not shown us the way, so thank you. And continue to support with seedlings and tools, everything. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm just so excited too, and I thank each of these counselors that donated and gave this opportunity through their ARPA funding. So thank you all. Sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Just wanted to echo my colleague. Thank you guys for the work that y'all do. I think that there's a lot of organizations in Birmingham that strive. We're a very generous city that strive to help our own people. And one thing that's unique about you guys is that I think that what the work that you do is proven because you can see the success when you visit your facility. And so that is something that makes you guys different from some other organizations in the city. And I think that the work that you guys are doing will have an impact generationally, and something that, it's not an overnight quick fix. It's something that you're literally, forgive the pun, planting seeds of something that will change young people's lives for a long time. So I know several of y'all personally, and I think the world of all y'all. So thank you for the work that y'all do.
Thank you. And again, as I was about to say, I do want to congratulate you on the success of the program. When I served on the school board, I think at that time it was just only the Woodlawn area that had the farm out there, and you've grown, as you said, throughout other locations within the city, other school sites, and your beautiful facility downtown. So I'm very grateful to see this opportunity. And again, as has already been mentioned, getting people back to the soil and to their roots. We know the healthy aspect of it, as well as the mental aspect of it, and just how it facilitates better health and getting our youth into those programs. We know that when children go home and they talk to their parents, it helps to also sow that seed. So very excited. I do just want to say thank you all. Shout out to my Birmingham Leadership class member, best class 2023. So thank you very much. All right, thank you. At this time, then, I believe we're ready for the vote. Have we voted yet? Okay, so let's go ahead and vote. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
The vote has started.
All right. Thank you very much. That item passes. Thank you all. Next item, Madam Clerk.
The next item is on page 6, item number 13. A resolution authorizing the mayor to execute and deliver an agreement between the City of Birmingham and Stream Innovations in an amount not to exceed $130,000 to fund a 6-week boot camp which will provide interactive multimedia and project-based learning opportunities for students to increase the depth of their understanding and use of technology, develop the ability to use programming languages to solve problems, and have a place to learn and fail in a safe environment for youth of the city who have been disproportionately impacted by the COVID-19 public health emergency.
All right, Councilor Woods, you asked that this item be removed from consent.
Thank you, Councilor Woods. Well, it's I think Councilor Woods, Councilor Moore, and I are supporting this initiative with the Stream Innovations. We know with the times that are coming, technology is really a big field that a lot of our kids need to get exposed to. STEM, well, STREAM is the future, honestly. And so this is really giving the kids who are interested in becoming, going to the tech fields, computer science fields, get exposure to coding, for example. Like my little nephew is 12 years old, and he loves coding, he wants to be a coder. And so he's actually gone to the library camps, and it really has piqued his interest. So really making sure that we give our kids the opportunity to be exposed to every type of career activity. Really, I think giving kids those same opportunities I think a lot of us didn't have growing up. And so I'm really excited to support this. I think this is going to be great. And so thank you, Councilor Woods, for pulling this off.
Thank you very much. I do have a question. Does this program, I see it's a 6-week boot camp, does it happen during the summer, or is this primarily a summer program? Or?
Yes, ma'am. It's a summer program, but they also do Saturday stream days at the different libraries on different sides of town. It was actually at Greater Shiloh one time, so they do it all throughout the year. We're just trying to give them support because they service kids from all throughout Birmingham.
Thank you, and I love the fact giving them this opportunity in a safe environment. That's why I asked about the timing and thinking this is something our youth will be able to do during the summer. And again, building on that foundation of possible careers in technology. And we know what STREAM does to benefit the mind again and the body. So thank you very much. At this time, Councilor Moore.
Yeah, I just wanted to say one thing. Talking to Dr. Starks, one of the things that, I asked her is, are there going to be opportunities for young people to be able to come up with solutions for real world problems that we're currently dealing with, right? I think that it's a great opportunity to, really expose them to some of the challenges that we're dealing with, even, in our day-to-day work. Stormwater issues are something that, hit our city, pretty hard. And so having those fresh eyes to look at those problems and be able to think through like what can be done to address them, I think is beneficial. And so she definitely said like, hey, we're going to be implementing those things as well, so that, they have that perspective. So just wanted to share that.
Thank you very much. At this time, Madam Clerk, we're ready for the vote.
Okay, the vote has started. Councilor Moore. There you go. That vote should be up.
All right, thank you. Item number 13 passes. Next item.
Okay, the next item will be on page 15, item 50. A resolution accepting the unit price bid of Dunn Construction Company, Inc., Birmingham, in the amount of $2,369,092 for the resurfacing citywide 2023 ST package located in Birmingham, this being the lowest responsible and responsive bid submitted, and authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with Dunn Construction Company, Inc. in substantially the form contained within the bid documents and in accordance with said bid, providing that the total compensation payable under the contract not exceed the appropriation. So I need the motion.
All right, can we have a motion and a
I
second?
move approval.
All right, thank you. Mrs. Abitress, this you pulled off consent.
Well, yes, I did, and then really the reason is I want people to know that we're still planning on paving some more streets. And also there have been residents who have asked me when the contractors who do the paving break things like curbs and gutters, who is responsible for repairing them? Do they repair them, or does Public Works come in behind them and clean up their mess?
Madam President.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Abbott, to answer your question, usually we have an inspector that goes behind the contractors once they do a paving project, and it's on the contractors to do those repairs. So we have an inspector that's supposed to go and follow up behind those said contractors, and anything that is not right, especially on curbs and gutters, then they should take those repairs into consideration and repair them.
Okay, so how long should we wait before we start complaining? 6 months or 6 years?
It will be best if you just go ahead and send it to us, and then we'll follow up with the contractor.
Okay, well, I've already sent it, but I'll send it again because I know how things get lost.
You can send it to me and Chief.
The other question is street markings. The street gets paved, and then you don't have any center lines or traffic bars or crosswalks or anything. Who is doing that? Is the city of Birmingham sending crews out to remark the streets, or is the contractor supposed to be marking the streets?
So are you saying when the street has been repaved?
Repaved.
Yeah, so that is our Department of Transportation. And so I was making sure you weren't saying that the contractor is, once it's done, that they're coming in and doing something over, but that's our Department of Transportation. So if you're seeing that that's not done, please lift that up to us as well so we can make sure that our teams get out. But they're on the schedule, so when it's repaved, they generally go right behind it and line it. So let us know if you're seeing something different.
Okay, I'll let you know. Yeah, I'll let you know because I'm seeing something different.
Yeah, just to add just a little bit caveat to that, sometimes the contractors do the striping after they do pave a particular road. This is based off our internal capacity that we do allow the contractors to do the striping. But like Chief Sparks said, if you see something, let us know. We'll follow up.
Okay. And if we want additional markings and we're willing to provide the funding from our district money, then y'all would happily...
Well, additional markings. Could you clarify what you mean?
Like in some areas, we really need to have the parking spaces marked, because people just willy-nilly kind of just leave their cars and trucks wherever they feel like leaving them. And sometimes they waste space by not leaving enough room in between for another car to park. And, on the south side, we have a lot of congestion problems. So if the parking spaces on some streets were actually marked, you would be able to let more people park there than having people just drive up and just leave their car wherever it lands.
I hear what your ask is. I think those are case by case, Counselor, just based on where and what. So for those individual requests, let's get BDOT to assess what the request is to see. But it's good that the council is willing to assist with that. Let's assess on a case by case basis.
We're willing to help pay for it because we know it's not something the city's interested in doing, but if it helps the residents, then we're wanting to help the residents.
Okay, yes, ma'am. We'll follow up with us on the individual requests.
Okay, thank you. That's all I had.
Thank you. Councilor Woods.
Thank you, Madam President. Inspired by all this brainstorming, thought I'd throw a couple ideas in, but has there been any consideration given to when we do these larger contracts, maybe having, if we have like large potholes in the general vicinity, maybe a block or 2 radius or 3 radius that we can incorporate maybe that unit pricing to be able to do permanent patches?
Yeah, so great recommendation. And there's already consideration on that, Counselor. Again, on some of those, we can probably just have BDOT and DPW follow up with you and let you know how they're already assessing and doing it like that. So absolutely, sir, to your question.
Council Pro Tem.
Well, piggybacking on that, on Spalding East Scooter Road, there is a huge pothole between 13th Way and 14th Street, and that's one of the streets that's on the list. I just want to make sure that pothole is filled because it's almost, kind of weird if we patch, fix the street and there's a big sinkhole that's right there. So
can you give that address again?
Yes, it's between 13th Way and 14th Street. So it's right in front of the telegram pole that has the sign Cooper Green baseball field. So I think it's maybe on the same path of that way, but if they could fill that while they're doing that, that would be great.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. It's on the list.
Okay, just want to make sure. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I do want to echo what Mrs. Abbott and Pro Tem have questions they asked. It's almost as if you were at my neighborhood meeting yesterday. We actually had a question in Gracilla Heights about the restriping or the putting the information back on the roadway once the area has been paved. And so we did say that we could turn that into the Department of Transportation. Are you wanting to bring it through?
So that's what I was asking. If it's something that the contractor has, if it's something that the contractor has come in and done, then yeah, we would require them to come back in and do it. I wanted to separate if it's a paving that we've done and it has not been obstructed, that's our Department of Transportation. But if it's something that we've done and then something's been done over it, then we would require them to come back and do that too. So that's why we would just need to know what you all are seeing so we could follow up and determine who's responsible for fixing it. So just share that with us or with our governmental affairs team, Madam President.
We will. Right. And appreciate you, Councilor Pro Tem, for bringing up that pothole, because that was another thing. I kind of got a little ahead of myself before we approved this and went ahead and announced to those residents yesterday that was a particular part of some of the segments of paving that was going to take place, and that was the first thing they talked about was that particular pothole. So very excited to see that. I know this list will be added to our webpage as soon as we vote this in, but there are 14 segments and it runs pretty much throughout most of our districts. So again, we look forward to this $2.2 million being placed into our areas. Mrs. Abbott.
Yeah, and one last thing, I wanted to say thank you because I neglected to. And that intersection that I roundly complain about of 10th Place and 14th Avenue where people ran the stop signs all the time, the city, I assume the city, somebody came back and put crosswalks and traffic bars, and you would not believe it, but people are actually stopping at the stop signs now. And so I don't know why the street needed to be marked in order for them to notice this big red sign, that said stop. But it's just amazing that, we kind of watched that intersection as our bellwether, and marking it made a big difference. And there are 3 elementary schools within a block of that intersection. So, it's a big deal. A lot of people walk. So I just wanted to say thank you because it got done. It looks beautiful, and it's all white and looks good against that new black top. And I know it will look that way forever, but by golly, right now it really looks good. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Councilor Moore and then Councilor Woods.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you again too, because I know I saw a couple of rows on here from our district as well. But one of the questions I wanted to ask was, how do we go about, what's the process for going about determining which roads will actually be resurfaced? That's a question that was posed to me last night at a neighborhood meeting, and I couldn't give them an answer, so just kind of wanted to find out myself.
Madam President,
Yes.
so Councilman, to answer your question, so we have a plan already in place of the streets that we want to pave in this 5-year program. I think we're in year 4 right now of that program. So the council graciously gave us a recommendation of $500,000 to do a strategic paving plan. So right now it's in the RFP stage to try and find a vendor that can come in and really analyze all our streets to see what's the best way to handle all the paving projects within the entire city of Birmingham. And it's not more of we're just going to pave streets. We're going to have a deferred maintenance plan when it comes to how we maintain and take care of our streets. But to your point, if you have a street consideration, please send that to GA or myself, and then we'll just add it to that list. So once they actually have the plan in place, they will go out and assess all the roads, in particular the one that you're requesting. But we're going to do that holistically and not just street by street.
Got you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Councilor Woods.
Thank you, Madam President. As we're still going, got an email and just wanted to pass on, I think, Hand Drive, there was some recent paving done. It looks like the contractor left some byproduct in the curb and gutters and on some properties and things like that. I'm not sure who that vendor was, but if we could check into that. So I'm going to go ahead and forward that on over to you, Chief.
You forward that. Thank you, Councilor. All right.
Around again.
Yes.
I need to get in on this. I'm sure you all know that the vacant, dilapidated community hospital has racist graffiti. It was already offensive to the area, and now it has become an even bigger nuisance. I know that the city's hands are tied as far as removing the tag, but I think any enforcement actions we can take against the negligent owner to make him take responsibility for his property. I know court actions would take a long time, and we would hope that somebody will also trespass and remove it. I shouldn't say that, but I guess whoever tagged the building was trespassing, and I've never wanted to break the law as badly as I do now, but I know we can't do anything, and our hands are tied to remove the graffiti, but there are things that we can do to make a property owner take responsibility for their property, and I hope we will do all of those things. I know Nicole King is looking at me like, what did she say? But from the nuisance property abatement team and whatever else we have, we should use everything at our disposal right now.
So I'll note this, Councilor Clark, we have multiple departments, PEP, Birmingham Police Department, Department of Public Works, that are within the law leaning in with all of the weight that we can on this issue. So be assured that we're very attentive to it, we're aware of the town hall and what was discussed, and that our teams are on it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. At this time, we're ready for the vote.
The vote has started. That vote should be up.
Thank you. That item passes. Next item.
The next item will be on page 16, item 52. A resolution accepting the lump sum bid of Tecta America Southeast LLC, Birmingham, in the amount of $27,310 for Michael's Restaurant Work Platform located at 1525 First Avenue, South Birmingham. This being the lowest responsible and responsive bid submitted, and authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with Tecta America Southeast LLC in substantially the form contained within the bid documents and in accordance with said bid, providing that the total compensation payable under the contract not exceed the appropriation. And we need the motion.
All right, thank you. Councilor Abbott?
Yes, and I just wanted to know, number one, what a work platform is, but also why the city of Birmingham is paying for this instead of the person or the entity that's leasing the space from us.
Madam President,
Yes.
Councilor Abbott, so this is part of our contract with the tenant. So this work is on the city because it's included with heavy cleaning. So the platform is to allow us to gain access to a particular area on top of the building to clean the hood that's attached to the building. So that particular cleaning is on the city and not on the tenant. So that's why we want to be able to use this access platform so DPW can actually gain access for the cleaning versus prior we were using bucket trucks to gain access to the roof.
Okay, so we're cleaning like the grease off the hood on the roof, and we don't want to ruin the roof while we're standing up there cleaning the grease off the hood. Okay.
All right, any other questions? Councilor Moore? Woods, apologize.
Is this a permanent installation?
Yes.
Thank you, Chief.
Any other questions? We're ready for the vote, Madam Clerk.
Okay, the vote has started. Councilor Moore.
All right, thank you. That item passes. Next item.
The next item is also on page 16. It's item number 54. A resolution accepting and approving the bid of Fifth Asset, Inc., doing business as Debt Book, Charlotte, North Carolina, for debt and lease management software and consulting services as needed at unit prices on file in the Office of the Purchasing Agent for a period of 1 year, contingent upon council approval for the City of Birmingham Finance Department per the NCPA Omnia Partners Company Purchasing Cooperative Contract number 14-03.
All right, thank you. I believe there's been a request, but we'll get the motion first. Thank you.
Second.
All right. I believe there's a request for a 1 week delay
Yes,
on
Madam
this
President,
item.
we're requesting a 1 week delay on this item.
Okay.
We'll apologize for not doing that at pre-council.
For a 1 week delay.
Second. All right.
So 1 week?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, the vote has started on that motion.
Thank you, councilors. We've approved a 1 week delay for item 54. Next item.
The next item will be on page 23, item 84. A resolution setting a public hearing May 2nd, 2023, to consider the adoption of an ordinance to amend the zoning district map of the City of Birmingham, case number ZAC 2022-00013, to change zone district boundaries from QONI Qualified Office and Institutional District to QMUM Qualified Mixed Use Medium District, filed by Miller Mobley, the owner, for property located at 2614 Highland Avenue and situated in the northeast quarter of Section 6, Township 18 South, Range 2 West, Birmingham.
Okay. All right, councilors, this item is a resolution setting a public hearing on May 2nd. We're ready for the vote.
The vote has started.
Thank you, councilors. We've set that public hearing for May 2nd. Next item.
Okay. The next item is item number 86, and it's receiving the emergency purchase notice from the purchasing agent relative to the Birmingham Library Smithfield Branch roof leakage, and there's no vote for that. And that completes the items on the agenda.
Thank you very much. Councilors, at this time, we'll entertain any comments you have regarding any meetings and notifications from your district. And I do just want to take this time, before we start that, to acknowledge to the public that we did have 6 councilors that were able to travel to Washington, D.C. last week for the National League of Cities meeting, as well as the NCRC Just Economy Conference. It was an opportunity to engage with our congressional leaders, as well as to network with other local elected officials, to tell the story of Birmingham, to talk about what we're doing. We were very happy to, as you see through some of our action today, we're over 90% getting in, allocating our opera dollars, and that is we're finding, as we talk with other local elected officials, other cities have not been that progressive in moving that money and making those opportunities available for our residents. So we just want to thankful to the residents, to the city for that opportunity to represent the city of Birmingham. You'll hear in some of the comments from those councilors that were able to make that trip. They'll be talking about our experience when we were up in Washington, D.C. So I'll start with you first, Councilor Woods, if you want to give your updates.
Thank you, Madam President. Quickly, a few neighborhood meeting announcements. The Spring Lake neighborhood will meet on Thursday, April 6th at 6:30 p.m. at Huffman High School. They'll be meeting in the library. The Echo Highlands Neighborhood Association will meet on Thursday, April 6th at 7 p.m. via Zoom. The Roebuck Neighborhood Association will meet on Monday, April 10th at 6:30 p.m. at the East Precinct. Apple Valley Neighborhood Association will resume meeting. They're back. Apple Valley is back on April 11th. That's a Tuesday, April 11th at 6 p.m. at the East Pinson Valley Rec Center. Glad to see them get some leadership in place and get back to it. Also, one thing that we're looking at putting together this year is a opportunity for residents that are interested in going to Montgomery and supporting our local delegation and things that they're working on. And so if you're interested in going up to Montgomery for a community advocacy day, you can reach out to me, shoot me an email, or Clinton, CLINTON, .woods, WOODS, at birminghamal.gov. And we'll be putting that together. If you're interested in going up to Montgomery to advocate for things here in the city and support our local delegation, just reach out and we'll be happy to include you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councilor Williams, are you ready? Are you okay?
Eastwood neighborhood will be meeting Thursday, April the 6th at 6 o'clock at the Habitat Restore building, which is 7952 Crestwood Boulevard. Today's Economic Development Committee work session has been canceled due to lack of submissions, and the next meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, April the 18th at 11:30. In the chambers. Please have all submissions to India Bailey at india.bailey@birminghamal.gov no later than Thursday, April the 13th.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Councilor Abbott.
Well, thank you. The next Planning and Zoning Committee meeting will be on Wednesday, April the 12th. At 3:30 p.m. here in the City Council chambers. Tonight at 6:30, the Forest Park South Avondale neighborhood will meet at the Avondale Library. And we just wanted to remind everybody that if they have problems in the community, to call 311 and report it, or even better, download the My BHAM 311 app, because it really works, and you can attach photos, which just delights me. That big old pothole that your car falls in, you can take a picture of it. You can take a picture of the street sign near it and send it in, and then there's no reason that no one can find it. So anyway, that's a good thing. And then we wanted to remind people too that there will be updates on our website of all these different opportunities that are announced at council meetings, jobs, kids and jobs, and all the summer camps and things. So go to www.bhamdistrict3.com for all the extra stuff that we don't have time to tell you about at a council meeting, because there's so much going on. So that is it for me, Madam President. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Councilor Quinn.
Thank you, Madam President. We have several neighborhood meetings coming up over the next week. Forest Park, South Avondale, of course, tonight at 6:30 at Avondale Library. The Wahoma Neighborhood Association will meet virtually on Thursday at 6 p.m. Please contact my office at 205-254-2679 for more information. And Oak Ridge Park will meet on Monday, April 10th at 6 p.m. at the Harris Holmes Recreation Center. Note again, that's at the Harris Holmes Recreation Center at 600 Brussels Circle, not New Community Church. Also, the Transportation Committee will meet on Monday, April 10th at 2 p.m. in the council chambers. Items can be submitted to the agenda by contacting Kimberly Phillips at kimberly.phillips@birminghamal.gov. Want to follow up on the clerk's announcement that we do now have a vacancy on the Birmingham Parking Authority Board of Directors. If you're interested in serving in that capacity, please submit your resume to my office. You can email me. And we'll be looking to fill that vacancy before April, because their BPA's next board meeting is in April, so we want to get that filled so that they can have full capacity on their board for their next meeting. And then Council President asked us to talk a little bit about our experience at the Congressional Cities Conference and the Just Economy Conference this past week. I'm sure any one of us who attended could, spend a lot of time talking about our experience, but just to touch on a few things. I have the extraordinary privilege of now serving on the board of directors for the National League of Cities. It's an organization that represents over 2,700 municipalities across the United States. That should make a statement by itself. But also I'm, as part of my role on the board, I serve on the finance committee, which oversees the organization's finances, and it's not a small organization by any stretch of the imagination. It controls, $58 million in cash and assets. So, it's a big deal. But it's also, part of being on that board. The National League of Cities is really about representing cities, towns, and villages and representing their interests. And as part of doing that, one of the core things that they do is they have a national policy document that elected leadership in Congress and in the executive branch uses as a guidepost to see where cities, towns, and villages are on various issues. And that document is developed through conversation with leaders from across the country. And so all of us really participated in those types of conversations this past week, talking about, anything that you really can see at the local level. We're having conversations about those issues with leaders from all over the country, mayors and council people alike. Some of the things that I was, particularly interested in learning more about that impacts us locally are the federal reauthorization of the FAA. Obviously, our airport is extremely important to the city of Birmingham and the federal governing body has a big role to play. We just, if you hadn't heard, we just got a $10.8 million award for infrastructure improvements at the airport through the FAA. So obviously have big impact on our city. Other issues, one that's, I'm particularly tuned into is what's going on with rail safety across the country. There was a standing room only conversation with the administrator of the Federal Rail Administration and the 7 Class 1 railroads, talking about all of the fallout from the derailment in Ohio, and really that has highlighted how frequently these types of accidents occur on a daily basis across the country. And it's, especially for me, I literally live between 2 railroad tracks, and it's something that, whenever you're seeing it on the news, just really brings it home to you, and something that we should definitely be concerned about here locally. So there's lots of changes. I mean, even yesterday, I was communicating with Council President, Council Pro Tem, about some blockages on the western side of town. And what's going on there, and why is this happening? And turns out there was a derailment in Irondale in the yard that was contributing to that whole situation. But there's lots of other factors. So, some of these things we wouldn't know about if we didn't have the relationships and weren't tuned into these conversations. So I feel like, us being part of these organizations and attending these meetings are no doubt in my mind that they're paying big dividends for the citizens of Birmingham. And I'll just leave it at that.
Thank you, Dr. O'Quinn. Councilor Moore.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam President. Before I get into my announcements, I did want to ask Chief Mitchell about a property over in Collegeville, 3501 Terrace North, Birmingham. It's a 15.5-acre blighted property. It says that it's owned by the Land Bank Authority, but there has been severe dumping that has been taking place over there. And it has just been a major issue for residents that live across the street from it. And so I didn't know if you all had anything on that.
Madam President.
Chief.
Yeah. Council Moore, we'll take note of this and send it to the Land Bank Authority director and get your report back. No problem.
And then a couple other things, like I know right in front of Hudson K-8 school, there's a storm water cover that is broken.
We have that one.
Okay, got you. Okay, cool. Now I can get to my announcements. Let me see. I wanted to also say thank you for my trash bin, because I received mine yesterday. That was fun. But I did have some questions from certain residents in Zion City that wanted to know the schedule of when they would be able to receive theirs. Don't know if you all have determined whether or not or how that's going to roll out. Or how y'all would get that information to us so that we would be able to tell residents about that?
So we'll do 2 follow-ups. We'll have Department of Public Works and also our communications team with Rick Journey and Ed Bowser and Marie Sutton follow up with you on how we roll out the schedule to notify the residents. So we'll make sure we follow up with you on that too. We're making a note on that too, guys.
Nah, that's perfect. So neighborhood association meetings will be taking place. We have Fairmont that will be taking place tonight at 6 p.m. at Mount Carmel Baptist Church. 5110 Cheek Road. We have Inglenook that will take place on Monday at 5:30 p.m. at Inglenook Rec Center. Airport Highlands will also have a neighborhood association meeting that will take place on Monday at 6 p.m. at the Brownsville Heights Community Center. Woodlawn will also have their meeting on Monday at 6 p.m. at Willowwood Park Rec Center. And then Roebuck will have their meeting on Monday at 6:30 at the Birmingham Police Department East Precinct. We also have a cleanup day that's scheduled for this Saturday at Northeast Lake, or in the Northeast Lake neighborhood and East Lake Park. We'll show up to the Shepherd Center at 9 a.m. We're praying that the weather will hold out. If it does not, we will definitely reschedule. We have the East Lake Cowboys, Little League football team, Banks Academy football team, Determined to Be youth mentoring that will also be in attendance. I want to say 85th Baptist Church will also be in attendance. A lot of people, so we definitely want to make sure that them clouds hold out for us. So yeah. We also had a very exciting day in Birmingham on Sunday. Kuhn Nagel, one of the world's largest global logistics company, landed its first charter cargo flight at the Birmingham Shuttlesworth International Airport on Sunday. The flight was from Stuttgart, Germany, and Kuhn Nagel will eventually operate from a new $25 million air cargo facility, and they're expected to break ground on that facility in May. And so I just want to, send kudos to Brother Ron Matthews, who is the CEO and president over there at the Birmingham Shuttlesworth International Airport, as well as Darlene Wilson, who is the board chair, for their work to really organize this partnership with Kuhn Nagel. It was really cool just being able to see that cargo airplane that carries over 300,000 pounds of cargo to land in Birmingham. So that was really exciting.
2 flights too?
Yeah. It's gonna be great. I need some help. This past weekend, the Woodlawn neighborhood actually lost a McDonald's. And that McDonald's has been a fixture in the neighborhood for the past 40 plus years, and really been in operation and served as an anchor for the community. And I've had a lot of people ask me, well, why did it close? And all I could tell them is that it's because of daily vandalism that has plagued the business owners that have operated that space. I feel like it's tough enough, just being an entrepreneur, just being a business owner, and taking care of the day-to-day dealings of running a business. But then when you tack on the fact that you have to put up thousands of dollars towards maintenance and repairs because somebody got upset because you told them not to loiter in front of their business, and now they want to break your window, right? Or you try to make sure that you give a high-quality experience to your customers by updating and modernizing the McDonald's with new technology, and people tear it down because they don't appreciate it. They kick in your drive-through menu for no reason, right? And you also lose money based off the loss of revenue, because not because customers don't believe that you have good customer service, or because they don't believe in your product, or because they're treated horribly, but because they don't feel safe in your establishment. It has absolutely nothing to do with you, and it's outside of your control, but they don't want to patronize your business because they don't feel safe. Like I said, and it's outside of your control, but I believe what's inside of our control as a city is we can show that we support the businesses that decide to plant roots here. We can support them because we know that business licenses and business taxes are what fuel our city. We make money off of the businesses that are here, and if businesses decide to leave, then the city loses money. And so I really want us to be able to support them, because it's not like we don't know where these issues are coming from. There are multiple apartments and motels that are in a high concentrated area around that McDonald's. that have been hotbeds of crime for a very long time. And it's something that, even residents have brought up as a concern for years and said, hey, we need help addressing these issues. And so I would love to be able to sit down with the administration to be able to figure out what can be done to address these issues, because I get calls all the time. I got a call from a neighbor who, pretty much just said, hey, a drug addict who lives in one of these motels actually stole my generator, because they know that even if they don't have money, they can still get their fix by bartering with the products that they steal. I've gotten a picture from, another resident who pretty much shared with us that, because two people decided that they wanted to get into a shootout who lived in these apartments, they had bullets that tore through their children's room at night while they slept, and they had to reinforce their walls with plywood. It is a problem. It is a major, major issue over in that area. And again, I would love to be able to sit down to be able to discuss what could be done to address those problematic properties, so that we won't have to, revisit this again and have anything tragic to happen. It is unfortunate that we have lost a McDonald's, and I really do hate it. But if this is what it takes to be able to get the attention and the support that's needed to really address these long-standing issues, then so be it. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilor Moore. Councilor Clark.
Thank you, Madam President. So in District 8 tonight, we have 2 neighborhood meetings. The Fairview neighborhood will meet today at 5:30 via conference call. You can call my office at 205-254-2304 to get the dial-in information. Also, the Thomas neighborhood meets and they gather in person at the Mount Hebron Baptist Church, Thomas, at 6:30 p.m. Please keep in mind that Birmingham Parks and Recreation Summer Camp early bird registration is open. You have until April 14th to secure spots for children aged 5 through 12. For more information, you can call Lisa Pickens at 254-2303. Also, Central Park residents, please mark your calendars for Thursday, April 13th. The Community Resources Division is calling a meeting of Central Park residents at 6 p.m. at the 5 that. Also, if you're curious to hear about new Rails to Trails projects slated for Western Birmingham, you can come out and walk with us every Thursday. We meet up at the Starbucks at the Crossplex, along with the Freshwater Land Trust for a quick morning walk. We meet about 5 minutes till 8 and do about a 1 1/4 mile loop. It's pretty easy, effortless, all paces welcome. We're also, the Park Board, the Parks and Recreation Department is investing in the pools to make sure that they can open, but one important ingredient for them to be able to open is lifeguards. Applications will close on May 12th. You must be at least 16 years of age, and training can be provided if you're not certified. If you have any questions, you can contact Terry Sewell Harris at 205-254-2189 for more information. Also, very importantly, there is a new exemption, property tax exemption, that is available to Jefferson County seniors. You must be at least 65 years of age and have been in your home for at least 5 years and able to claim a homestead exemption. And this special exemption will freeze your property taxes at the current rate. As revitalization takes place, a lot of times the property rates raise as your values raise. And some low-income seniors are totally exempt from property tax, or if you have disability or other reasons to exempt you from paying property taxes. But if you're over 65, been in your home for more than 5 years, and you are paying property taxes even with your homestead exemption, please look into this. You have to apply in person, and you have until April 30th to to claim the special exemption during this tax cycle. Also note that today marks the 55th anniversary of the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So as we continue to reflect on his message of nonviolence during this 2023 year of peace in Birmingham, we endeavor to commit to empathy and love in our communities. I also want to thank my colleagues, Darrell O'Quinn, President Alexander, and Pro Tem Smitherman for their national leadership in the League of Cities. As Dr. O'Quinn elaborated on, they all participate not just in boards but other special committees, and I'm really proud of their leadership, and I feel like Birmingham really showed up strong with the members of the council, the members of the administration, and our lobbying team who were supporting us on our visit. And then when we went from that meeting to the Community Reinvestment Coalition's Just Economy Conference, we were joined then by the Birmingham Housing Authority and some of their leaders. And so Birmingham and the mayor presented in the opening session. So we really made a strong showing, and there is a lot to talk about from these meetings, and I hope we can debrief together. But just to reflect on my feeling at this meeting, I felt like Birmingham is really headed in the right direction. We are strategically aligned with the national focus of this current administration in D.C. One of the big things that was rolled out was a housing supply accelerator, and this is a joint venture of the National League of Cities and the American Planning Association. So really excited about that, and I feel like, this council and administration are making unprecedented investments in housing development at all types of housing. The market rate has been leading, but we're really stepping up to focus on more affordable housing and more support for shelters for homeless, people who are homeless. And it's just, it's like about time, and it's really important. We also have a number of legislative initiatives that could help the toolkit for delivering housing, and I feel like that's very strategically aligned with where, the focus of our national focus right now. The other area, the big area, is workforce development. I mean, it's just a new buzzword because everything about our life and our way of life is being challenged by the lack of workers. But Birmingham is fortunate in that it won a competitive grant, a really large competitive grant, the Good Jobs Challenge, and several sub-recipients were on the agenda today. So again, feeling really aligned with the national focus. One of the meetings that I attended at the Just Economy Conference was on appraisal bias. And I was really happy to be able to participate in that session because our local Fair Housing Office just kicked off a task force on appraisal bias for our local community. So those are just a few of the highlights from our time in Washington. There's so much more, as Councilor Quinn said, that we could talk about because it was just full of information and networking. But I want to wish everyone a reflective Holy Week as we prepare for our personal resurrection next weekend. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Clark. Madam Pro Tem.
Thank you, Madam President. As far as neighborhood meetings in District 6, we have Oakwood Place tonight at 4 p.m. at Harrison Park Rec Center. We have the Mason City neighborhood meeting. They are still virtual on conference call. The call-in number is 712-770-8017, and the code is 843426, and that's at 4:30 p.m. Tomorrow, North Titusville will have their neighborhood meeting at 5 p.m. at the Memorial Park Rec Center. Also, the District 6 office would like to offer our condolences to the Pearson family for the passing of Jerlene Pearson. The District 6 office will be hosting an Earth Day cleanup on April 22nd at 8 a.m. at Memorial Park. Also at Railroad Park, it started April 3rd and will last through October 31st. They will have different exercise programs every day, so make sure to look on their website or on their social media for that. There is a diaper giveaway today from 10 to 2 at the Titusville Library. And also they will have a resource day, I think it's today, from 10 to 2 as well. And then also, I really enjoyed my time at National League of Cities. I think, Madam President, Council Woods and I kind of got, jaded out of our last term just because majority of it was spent in COVID, so we weren't really able to travel as much. But it's been really an honor to represent the city of Birmingham and the council on national advocacy committees and a part of a member at large for the Women Municipal Government Board. It really is an honor, and really being able to learn different things and initiatives that all of our committees have talked about at my committee meeting, and that's the Budget, Administration, and Intergovernmental Affairs Committee. We talked about low-income housing tax credits. Birmingham is already doing that, but there's a piece of law that is coming before Congress and Senate that will help cities, municipalities, states be able to rehab older homes. So that way we can increase home ownership in underprivileged, low-income communities, which I think is great because the number of homes that need to be rehabbed versus the number of homes that are needed to house people, the gap is very vast, and so they're trying to decrease that gap as well. We talked about tax policy and local budgets, especially post-COVID, post-ARPA. They talked about, okay, we have the ARPA funding, but it's only a one-time thing. How can we continue to generate revenue once we're done spending the ARPA funding? It was very interesting to hear a tax expert's perspective on that as well. And then we actually got an opportunity, and Chief Mitchell helped me with these questions, to talk with a fellow with the Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee. And cities were able to tell the federal government what's working, what's not working when we apply for federal grants. Because, you know, Birmingham is very privileged. We have a grant team, but a lot of smaller cities did not. And so in general, a lot of us were having issues when you apply for grants. You have to go to so many different websites and places. So we were just telling them how it would be easier for us to apply for federal grants and what to do with the federal grants once we get them. So I thought that was very productive and a good opportunity, because otherwise we wouldn't have had that chance to do that. Some workshops that I went to, one was workforce investment. So really being able to talk to different municipalities, cities, learning about the different acts, and our federal lobbyists are doing a great job applying for the CHIPS and Science Act, as biotechnology, which will be used through Southern Research, UAB. We talked about racial equity in the bond markets. Some municipalities being able to use bonds to address racial justice housing initiatives, so like addressing racial disparities in housing. So for example, Dr. O'Quinn is working with the local realtors to address, source income housing. So that's an example that you could use the bond market for that. Thank God for Chief Mitchell and Chief Sparks. We use our bond for libraries, parks and recs. So those are different opportunities to use bonds. So I think it was really good information that we received. We talked to our Congresswoman Sewell about real-time crime center, transportation, One Pratt City, Birmingham Port. We talked to Senator Tuberville, Senator Katie Britt. So I think we'll be able to get a lot of grant support and maybe earmark money support to really help propel Birmingham forward. And then I also lastly want to thank Camila Lewis, Ryan Jackson, Elena, all of them, the governmental affairs team. They really made sure we were prepared once we went into to talk to our federal representatives. I know they're looking down, they don't want to look up, but thank you guys for helping us, because we are really privileged, honestly, as Birmingham, to have that support of a governmental affairs team, because they're like, what? You have somebody that schedules your meetings, give you talking points ahead of time. So I just want to thank you for that, and thank you to the mayor's office always for supporting the city council. So That's the end of my announcements. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. Here are the announcements for District 7. We do not have any neighborhood association meetings for the remainder of this week. We do have several bulk trash pickups, one in Germania Park today. There's also bulk trash pickup in the Jones Valley, Hillman Park, and West Brownsville neighborhoods on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, there's bulk trash pickup scheduled for the Oxmoor Sand Ridge area of District 7. As already been announced, it will be Good Friday on Friday, April 7th, so the city of Birmingham will be closed. So be mindful of whether you will have, I believe there won't be any trash pickup on that date, so just be mindful of that before you pull your trash out, so your cans won't have to sit out all weekend. If your trash is picked up on Friday, it won't be picked up. If Saturday, the men of Powderly will be hosting a family Easter egg hunt. That's from 1 to 3 p.m. The Wiggins Park Pavilion on 3301 Jefferson Avenue Southwest. And then we are gearing up later this month. We will have our Love D7 Day. It will be held on Earth Day, that Saturday, April 22nd. We'll be talking more about that, but it's an opportunity for us to show some love in D7. We'll be out there cleaning up. We're going to be fellowshipping. We're going to really showing love on that area. And that'll be from 9 to 12 noon. We'll be starting out at the Powderly Library at 3301 Jefferson Avenue Southwest. Just to echo and piggyback on all of the comments and reflections that have been shared from our time in Washington, D.C. last week, I'm very grateful to have the opportunity, as has already been mentioned, to represent the city of Birmingham as a co-chair of the Large Cities Council. It was an honor for me to co-chair that meeting and to listen to what other large cities, the size of ours, some people want to call us mid-size, we're still going to be large cities, and hear them talk about what's going on in their area, and then to be able to come back and reflect on the support that we have here in the city of Birmingham. So I do thank the staff, administration, everyone for giving that support. Another honor for me was to be able to actually go up on Capitol Hill and to talk to members of our congressional delegation. We actually had opportunity to one-on-one personal dialogue with Congresswoman Sewell. We talked with Senator Tuberville's staff. He did come in and join us, and so that was a great opportunity. We also had opportunity to interact with Senator Britt's office. Senator Britt was not able to meet with us. She was actually in a congressional hearing or in a meeting, but we did have a great time with her assistant. There was a cadence that we had all formed between the 6 of us when we went and met with each of the delegation. I think we wowed them. We told the story of Birmingham, and we actually received some great feedback from them. Senator Britt, what did she say? She's not the 100th senator. She's the 99th now. So she's moving on up. And so we want her to take our needs and concerns with us as she flows through Congress and has an opportunity to appropriate and allocate money back to the city of Birmingham. I am going to want to thank not only our governmental affairs team and the members of the mayor's staff. We couldn't have done it without you in being able to go in and really focus and share the vision, make those requests for the city of Birmingham. So we do thank them. I also want to give a great thanks to the support of our council administrative staff, Mrs. Kidd, Kimberly, Alicia, and Cody, for they got us around, shuffled us around, and got us in the right places. So thank you very much. Just thank you for that support. We do have a film that we're going to close out on. There's much more we can tell you about what we experienced, and we will have that opportunity to debrief and maybe have some opportunities during our committee of the whole meetings to give you more information. We want to share this with you so that you can see the work that's being done to bring these opportunities back to the city of Birmingham. So Kimberly, if you'll share that video, and then we'll move in next to our speakers. I'm here at NCRC, their Just Economy Conference. We just heard a very great, rousing speech by our Secretary of HUD, and just talking about what does the economy mean.
A just economy means if someone wants to buy a home, they can do so without being judged unfairly.
Dreamers, singers, and poets arise. Tell me a story
housing, lessening some of the burdens that our residents have for finding loans, getting in good neighborhoods. I'm just excited for the work that we're doing in our community development team, along with the council, use of our ARPA dollars to make those opportunities well and for our residents.
Nothing can hold me back now.
And NLC, that's probably one of the best conferences I've ever been to. I serve on the Budget, Administration, and Intergovernmental Relations Committee, Federal Advocacy Committee, and I learned about new legislation that's coming to help with the renovation of affordable housing, which goes hand in hand, working on resolutions with voting rights, affordable housing. So I'll be on a subcommittee for that as well, then being part of WIMICH. We're having our conference this summer, so we've been working on that, learning about Good Jobs, Great Cities program that I'm really hopeful Birmingham will apply for, and really just learning so much about how I can really advance my district and really the city as a whole with housing, public safety, you name it.
We've also had a time to be here for the National League of Cities. I just can't tell you the opportunities that we've had to network. We've actually sat with members of our congressional team, either them or their staff, and we've talked about what we're doing in Birmingham and what they can do to assist us in bringing, again, affordable housing, public safety, well-lit roads, what we can do for our residents.
You know, a lot of times people think when we come to these conferences, it's just a vacation. It has not been a vacation. I'm coming back with a wealth of knowledge, like what I said. It's been good to be in D.C. and really being around other like-minded community leaders, elected officials, and be able to kind of round robin different ideas and best practices to invest our cities.
This has been an awesome opportunity. I've had an opportunity not only to network with our staff, with our counselors, but with other leaders across the city. This is just a phenomenal experience. I'm grateful to the city of Birmingham for allowing us this opportunity to serve. At this time, Madam Clerk, if we will entertain our list of speakers.
Yes, ma'am. Our first speaker is Michael Flegel.
I know I'm about to tear up a little bit. You can't leave. You can't go.
I have to go. It's time. Anyway, I want to thank the mayor's staff and all of you guys and my wonderful city attorney, Nicole King. I'm not going to mention a whole lot of names because I'd be up here way more than 3 minutes. So I have to thank Demetrius Newton, who hired me, and Mike Melton, who recommended me for the job 27 and a half years ago. So I just wanted to say what an honor it's been to serve you guys, to work alongside of you, to help you any way I could. And I'm going to miss this place. So just thank you very much for everything you've done for me. And while I'm saying that, I want to thank every city employee I've ever met, because every one of you are important. And you're all leaders. I don't care what your job title is. You're all leaders for the city. I don't care what you do. You represent the city. So just thank all of you. That's it.
Thank you. Well, we're not putting him out to pasture. He's just retiring. So we are thankful again for the service that you've done for the city. Thank you so much.
I'm going to do volunteer legal work for Jimmy Hale and the firehouse and look for other service opportunities that do not involve working for a paycheck.
Thank you so much.
And y'all have given me that opportunity, so thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Next speaker.
The next speaker is Sandy Bergeron.
Thank you all.
Good morning.
And congratulations. You're all doing a great job.
Thank you.
I don't know if you know you're prayed for daily.
And you can speak to the mic.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I don't know if you know you're prayed for daily, but you are.
Thank you.
And I'm not the only one.
Thank you.
Today is Lent. Tomorrow is Passover. And right now we're in the midst of the fast of Ramadan. So it's a pretty heavy spiritual time right now. Lots of holy energy. I'm here. I've been trying to get here a while to speak about my own personal issues, but I have to put those aside today because of an issue that really touches on what my mission in life is. And my mission in life is to make the world safe for children. And as you know, people have killed 3 of our children. One of them, Caleb Witt, was going to march at OJ next month. All these kids were 17. So if I may, I'm going to show you a book that has some answers to this issue. It talks about the problems of corporal punishment, which create violence eventually, and the problems of reward kind of training that create problems of greed. It's very interesting. I didn't get to finish the book. I loaned it to the mayor's father, who has since lost it. I have an essay here that I wrote years ago when 3 other children died in our city, and I want to share some of it with you. It's entitled 2 Chronicles 7:14. I once heard someone say that responsibility can be thought of as the ability to respond. Actually, we all have the ability to respond, and we all do respond in some way, at some level, to every single stimulus, no matter how small or remote. These responses vary. Frequently today, it seems that most of us choose to ignore events, look the other way, focus on something else, or figure a way to use that situation or occurrence to our advantage. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. The truth about any situation has the potential to make us free. Problem number 1, we are not telling ourselves and each other the truth. For one thing, we like to project onto others rather than thinking about what we did to create or help create a situation and what we can do to uncreate it. In any society, nothing can happen or continue without the cooperation of all the members. In our society, we like to cry out in outrage about horrible situations, but we do not seem to want to think clearly or deeply about what we did or failed to do that helped create the situation, and what we are doing or failing to do in the present moment to perpetuate it. We all complain loudly about the crime situation in our city, on our streets, in our government. We complain that the world is not safe. We do this while we continue to look the other way, often even participate in crime. Stealing is wrong. Stealing is wrong. However, most people think it's fine to cheat on their income tax. Most people I know will buy a bargain from someone and not question whether it was obtained honestly. A professor I had in college once told us that the real issue is why goods, wait a minute, excuse me, I missed something there. The real issue is why there is a market for stolen goods in any community. If a so-called fence were not able to sell stolen merchandise to individuals or pawn shops, how long would stealing continue? Thinking about it even more deeply, how come people want all that stuff in the first place? When I was a child, I grew up in a home where we loved beautiful things and often created them by sewing, crocheting, embroidering, painting, drawing. But underneath our appreciation of and desire for beautiful objects was a premise that any object obtained by other than honest means was not at all desirable. We took pride in our ability to problem solve and obtain things we liked without stealing. There were a few thieves then, but the majority of the population felt pretty much the same. Those were the days when people left their doors to their houses and the doors to their cars unlocked, because their neighbors were not going to steal from them or allow anyone else to steal from them.
Ms. Bergeron, thank you so much. You're going over your time. How much can you have that printed? Could we maybe receive that and we can
Yes,
read
you
that?
could. I'd be happy to do that, along with the copy of what I was going to read you from the book. Thank you for your...
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you. Next speaker.
William R. Muhammad.
Good morning.
Good morning.
William R. Muhammad, 411 Lorraine Street. The title of what I wanted to talk about, I titled it BWWB 911. As I was sitting there thinking about it, I thought about maybe the subtitle should be Time Dictates the Agenda. We recently heard a lot of information about the city of Jackson facing a legislative takeover. And this seems to be the agenda, particularly in our country today, that states take over areas where the majority of people are African Americans. I don't think that passed in Jackson, but we face the same thing right here in Birmingham when Jefferson County legislator has put in a bill to take over, I'm saying take over the Birmingham Waterworks. And what his bill is, Reverend Carnes, he plans to change the board members to 7. 4 chosen by the mayor, 3 chosen by the governor. And that sounds so much like the Civic Center. And so many people have problems with the fact that Birmingham does not have a great input into what the Civic Center does, even though it sits right in the middle of Birmingham. And now they're coming after the waterworks. The history, I want to let you know, the history is that Birmingham bought the Birmingham Waterworks. They bought it from American Water in the 50s for a $20 million bond issue. It belonged to the people of Birmingham. Birmingham bought it with money, cash money. But at that time, as I say, time dictates the agenda. At that time, it was decided by the people who were running Birmingham that it was not, they didn't want Birmingham to be the water to have politics mixed in it. So they set up an authority through the state. But I'm saying that state authority is overstepping their bounds and infringing upon our democratic rights of being able to rule where we live. And I'll close on this note. The city of Birmingham can take back the Birmingham Waterworks. All we need is 5 votes on the Birmingham Waterworks Board, 5 votes on the city council. It does not affect the bond status of the city. There's an Alabama law, as was told to me by this Birmingham Waterworks FA when I was on the board, Matthew Arrington. There's a specific Alabama law that said that cities can take over utilities and the utility can continue to pay the bonds, which the Birmingham Waterworks has done for the last 50 years, paid their own debt. They have enough resources to pay their own debt. And so this law does not affect it. So I'm asking you, 911 means help. I'm asking you, let's do something. Because if we depend on being able to stop it in the legislature, I'm not too hopeful about that. Because there's not enough people down there to stop anything that would hurt the city of Birmingham. So please, let's get together. We all want the same thing. That's a better community, a better city for our people. So let's work together on that.
Thank you, Mr. Muhammad. Thank you very much. I believe that concludes our speakers list.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Councilors, at this time, we'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you. Meeting is adjourned. Before we adjourn, I do want to thank our officers on duty, Officer Cedric Pinkert, City Hall, Kiana Suttles, North Precinct, and Clyde Coleman, West Precinct. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Shalom, good morning everybody. We're here with Reagan from Zeta Tau Alpha, Sanford University at our Be Litter Free cleanup. We appreciate them coming out today. Tell them a little bit about your group and what's going on today.
Yes, so Sanford, every year we do something called Sanford Gives Back, and basically it's just a bunch of organizations that come together and work with organizations in the community, and its main purpose is really just to serve the community and do something greater than ourselves, just to benefit the community in Birmingham.
Still here, we got Grace and Kate from Pi Omega, also at Stanford University this morning, out making an impact with us in District 1. Tell them a little about your group and what you're doing here today.
Yeah, we are just with Pi Omega, as you said, and we, as a sorority, just really love to serve our community and love to serve our philanthropy, which is Make-A-Wish. And so anytime that we get an opportunity to serve and to make Birmingham a better place, we take it.
All of our girls are really excited to be here and serve the community.
So excited. We're glad to have them out here in District 1 today. We're going to get out here and make a difference, so we'll check back later.
I think it's awesome. It's great for our community because it's nothing like being able to come and first maybe even have them start from seeds in the kindergarten classes and let that plant grow and then bring it out here and transplant it.
So I am here with UAB MHERC and we are out serving the community with District 1 on this wonderful Saturday. We're so grateful that we have the opportunity. We're doing some gardening, we're cleaning up the community, and it is an honor to serve. This is something that we're out in the community doing monthly, so we're thankful that now we have the opportunity to partner with District 1, and we look forward to many opportunities.
Had a great day today. We're so thankful for all the groups that came out, all the residents that came out, really made an impact. And so we want to see people see us out in the community being active. We want to have people wondering why we're out here so much. And the benefit is that we've seen the litter content go down. And so that's encouraging, but a lot more to do. We want to get to a place where people just don't throw trash out their windows, don't litter in your own community. And so we're going to continue working through that, through enforcement, through education, and just through out here through sweat equity. But check in with us, like I said earlier, if you want to get out, plenty of ways to get involved. But till next time, be litter free.
Alright.
Oh my God.
What's up, little mama? Alright, so you gotta give me your name. Victoria.
That's Emma. This is Victoria.
What's up, Emma?
I think
Yeah, I'm not getting another puppy, man. I'm not bringing another one home.
Here's Victoria.
What's up? What's up?
Stephanie wants to go get some toys.
Also, y'all hype now because y'all got each other with
Emma, Victoria.
Melanie. Oh. See, my girls will love y'all. Now look, what you can't do is you can't lick me in the face. Hold on, y'all supposed to be playing with me. I'm supposed to be the main attraction. So first things first, you gotta make sure you go over to Slutty Vegan and get slutified. That's gonna be the #1 thing. If you're moving into District 4, you know, you gotta come because we got the airport, you know, we got all this cool stuff. What else? I think that's all I can think of right now. Dogs, all day, please. A dream vacation location looks like Italy. There's actually a restaurant inside of a cave that's right by the ocean that I think is amazing. 3 words I would use to describe Birmingham: community, food, and family. Oh man, I gotta have the fried chicken, man. Come on. Wings, fried hard, all flats. Let's get it. I want to be a millionaire. At age 15, I would tell myself to just have fun, enjoy your youth, and, you know, work out hard so that you could, you know, do good at football. Something that I hope to accomplish while I'm in office is to really increase the number of residents that attend neighborhood associations and like really help to build community. Oh, to be P. Repel smelling right now. My favorite time of day is morning. I love mornings. That's a good question. I guess just being more self-aware, like learning how to accept yourself for who you are, and just kind of roll with the punches. Savory. What gets me most excited these days? Going to sleep. Getting sleep. All right. Okay, what was the question again? Dr. A.G. Gaston.
And why?
Because I think that he was a brilliant businessman. I think that there's a lot to be learned from him. And he did some amazing things. Like years after he died, like he still had people that were being able to benefit off of the work that he did and be paid. So I think that's really cool. Hopefully, I see myself still in District 4 with a whole lot more people in my district. As you know, this is the time of year where we see a lot of dogs and cats that need to be adopted, who are looking for great homes and looking for great fur moms and dads. And so we really want to be able to, or I really want to be able to just, showcase some of these beautiful animals that we have that are available to you. We know how important it is to make sure that we spay and neuter our pets so that we can, cut down on the amount of unsheltered animals that we have in our city. But today, we're just taking time to just spend time with them and to have fun. I'm not gonna hold you on my lap because I know you're gonna pee. We got a lot of great things coming down the pipeline in District 4. Our goal in District 4 is really to make it the destination spot. You just gonna steal my toy from me? Look, you gotta bring that back. Thank you. Teamwork make the dream work. So we got some really cool things going on. But for the most part, man, we really just want to showcase District 4 as the destination space, right? We have a lot of great amenities here in District 4. Greater Birmingham Humane Society, for instance, is there. Like I said, we got Slutty Vegan, we got the airport, we got Linnell's out in Norwood. We have some great communities and neighborhoods like Penfield Park and Pine Nose Vista, and we got Northeast Lake that has the East Lake Park, and just all the great things in District 4. And so we just really want to highlight those things so that people know about it. So in terms of neighborhood associations, we really want to encourage people to get involved in your local neighborhood association. You gotta chill out. Get involved in your local neighborhood association. Our goal is to strengthen neighborhoods through knowledge and numbers, right? And what that means is we want to make sure that each resident in District 4 is well equipped with information. They know what's happening in their neighborhoods, but then also we want to make sure that there are numerous residents that are involved. When we come together, when we really build community and we work together, we can do some amazing things. And so that's the goal. That's our focus. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get some puppies to find some good homes, bring them to a neighborhood association. Yes, so we got a couple of cleanup days that are going to be happening. One in particular, April the 8th, we have a cleanup that's taking place in Northeast Lake. We also have another cleanup that's going to be taking place over in the Fairmont neighborhood. I want to say April 15th. And so several cleanup days coming up. But then also we don't just want to, clean up. We want to go and knock on the doors of our neighbors and make sure that we're introducing ourselves and, just engaging people where they are. Listen, if you see a beautiful canine or a beautiful little pup that you want to take home, do not hesitate. I know that mental health is, a big topic of discussion, and, Dogs are known as man's best friends. They are super sweet. Look at these faces. Like, how could you not want one of these faces, huh? At your house. Come on, man, do a good deed. Give someone a home.